You've been trapped in a bottle 3 times.
I may be a djinn, but I'm also a fool with too great a fondness for the conversation of women. I need to be more careful in the future.
How were you caught in the first place?
By desire. How else?
Who was she?
Sheba.
The Queen of Sheba?
She was my kin.
She was a djinn?
Her mother was a djinn.
Is that possible?
There are laws that allow the union of jinn and mortals, but they cannot produce an immortal scion, the way a donkey and a horse can only produce a seedless mule.
So, what did she look like?
Well, other than the thick glade of black hair on her legs, she looked like any other human being, except, of course, she was Sheba.
By all accounts, she was very beautiful.
She was not beautiful. She was beauty itself. I was in every way free. I would come in and out of her sleeping chamber. Sheba. I knew as well as any of her female slaves the touches that made her shiver with bliss. Never have I wanted a creature so.
And she desired you in return?
I was her plaything, her confidant. I might have become more but for Solomon.
King Solomon.
Blessed be his memory. He came from across the deserts to woo her.
Didn't she go to him?
No, never.
But it's in all the holy books, all the stories and the paintings. Handel wrote music about it.
Madam, I was there. Solomon came to her. He began with music. I did all that I could to dissuade her. But when she used the scented wax on the Jabasabi to remove the hair from her legs, I knew that I was lost. But I, like a fool, went on telling her that her body was rich and lovely, but her mind was richer and lovelier and more durable. And she agreed with all that I said and dropped a hot tear. She began to set him tasks which seemed impossible: to find a particular thread of red silk in the Palace of 1,000 Rooms, to guess the secret name of her mother Jinn, to tell her what women most desire.
That does seem impossible.
Not for him. He could speak to the beasts of the earth and to the Jinn made of subtle fire. He found ants to discover the thread of silk and an ifrit to whisper the mother's name. Then he looked into her eyes and told her what women most desire. She was astonished and told him he was right. And so she granted him what he most desired, which was to wed her and be taken to her bed. He was a great magician and imprisoned me with a word of power into a brass bottle. She made no plea for me. I was nothing to her. A breath in a bottle. And so I was cast into the Red Sea and languished for 2,500 years.